To match number 25, we go over in League 2 with, of course, the Vegans still running away with it. We've got an extended match day coming at you. And, of course, my latest round of picks, and they are next. Right, folks, back once again another prediction video today. We're looking forward to match number 25 over in the EFL League 2, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you've been, smash your subscribe and get your bang and take all things Blackburn Rovers related, League 2 related, world football related. We're going to do here, boys. Under one, a Rooski, that's right, of course. Yes, it's been hot and cold, of course, over in the EFL League 2 with a lot of games being postponed for COVID. But we're going to be back with an extended match day. I think around about 16, maybe even more games than that coming at you in quick succession. We'll talk about that, more of it in a minute. Of course, big shout out to my VRPs. They are the Patreons. Big shout out, of course, to you guys. And of course, big shout out to my main man, Jay Ponce Relay. He's become the latest member of the Patreon gang. So respect to you for becoming the latest member of the band of brothers. If you want to join Jay and the gang, check out the link down below, patreon.com/Roverseas. So here we go. Then let's take a look at the last round of matches, which of course were, I think they came to a conclusion yesterday. So here we go. There was only a handful of them, and some of them were postponed anyway. Carlisle took on Bradford, and they won. Big win for them, 2-0 win, and they are starting to climb the table up to 19th in the table. Bradford, of course, remain in 14th. Northampton a loss to Crawley, a bit of a surprise defeat there. 12th place now, Crawley. Of course, Northampton is still in the top automatic spots at the moment. Newport County 2-0 loss against Salford. Of course, got themselves back in the hunt maybe for an outside sniff for playoffs. Of course, Team GB there. Stevenage against Walsall, 3-1 winners for Stevenage. Where are they in the old season? Having struggling at the moment. Walsall, not much going on there for them as well. 3-1 win for Stevenage. Oldham against Sutton will go again. We'll do that again another time. Same can be said for Colchester against Rochdale. Of course, that was postponed as well. Tranmere against Scunthorpe. A big win for Tranmere. Of course, 4-0 win. They're up to second at the table. Of course, Mickey Mellon's boys will look at this as their chance now to secure and seal a automatic spot. Of course, no one's catching the Vegans at the moment. Forest Green Rovers are 2 wins over Colchester United to remain, I don't know, a good 8-9 points clear over Tranmere. Game in hand as well. Salford City, of course, picked up a point against Tranmere as well. And, of course, catch-up game is past midweek. And Mansfield moved the change. 3-2 wins as well for them over Swindon Town. Big win for Mansfield, of course, closing in on Swindon now to just 2 points. Currently sitting outside the playoff spot. But, of course, it could all change this coming weekend. We got an next bumper week as well. This is the table as it stands. As you can see, Forest Green are running away with it. 9 points clear over Tranmere. Of course, got a 2-point cushion over Northampton, who have a game in hand. Sutton, of course, got games in hand as well, as do Port Vale, who are in the playoffs at the moment. Oldham going down. Scunthorpe also in a bit of trouble. Colchester not out of the woods just yet. That's, of course, League, of course, too. Let's take a look at the leaderboard then, shall we? This is the leaderboard for this week and this week alone. Take about Eamon Hussein. Picks up 7 points, of course. But, of course, big shout out to my patrons. Jimmy Watton there. Shepherd. Of course, Ultra Omer. Have I missed anybody? I don't think I did. That's, of course, for this week. But what about the grand scheme of things for this part of the season? The second, of course, half of the season. Eamon Hussein is leading the charge with 9 points on the board so far. Jimmy Watton, Shepherd, Ultra Omer, alongside James FC are great, and Deep at the Great are in second spot at the moment. Russell Frost yet to get going in the second half of the season. But, of course, Patreons can get a look at the grand old master plan look at the leaderboard, I believe. I'm recording this on the 12th of Jan. They should be by live for you on Patreon, I think, by the end of this week. I'm going to hopefully get it all figured out for you tomorrow. But, of course, that's, of course, the state of play there. Get involved. It is free to enter. And, of course, we have a good opportunity for you to get yourselves in not only the spotlight, but, of course, tabletop in the second half of the season here, leaderboard, because we've got all these games coming at you. Of course, we have a full match fixture list, I believe, for this weekend at League 2. And then we've got a whole host of catch-up games. We have just enough that it doesn't warrant its own video. So I'm going to squeeze them all in here, of course. So let's get into it then, shall we? Kicking it off with the top of the shop there. It is Bradford up against Salford City. That's right. I think Team G is the Team G derby. Gary Barrow has managed both of these two sides. Now they played each other 5 times. 2019, 4 wins for Salford, nothing for Bradford, and 1 draw. Bradford coming to this just 1 win in the past 6 games, 5 games, 6 games for them. 42% form up against the Salford side. Unbeaten the last 3 now, picking up 2 wins and a draw to boot. Last round over in Bradford was a 1-win for Salford back in April 2021. Of course, they actually got 4 wins on the bounce against Bradford and haven't conceded the goal either. Meanwhile, of course, Bradford did lose to Carlisle last round. Salford picked up a draw against Tranmere. Look at the odds here: 65 is your Bradford, 21-10 is your draw, 13-5 is your win. That is, of course, Salford City. Going to go with a win for Bradford here against the round play, of course, and against the full book, to say none the least. Bristol Rovers up against Hartlepool, locking horns as well this weekend. Played each other 17 times, 2002, 7 wins for Bristol Rovers, 5 wins for Hartlepool, and 5 draws. 2 wins and 2 defeats in the last 4 games for Bristol Rovers, coming at you up against Hartlepool side, unbeaten in the last 3. In fact, just 1 defeat in the last 6 games for them. 67% form for Graham Lee's boys. Last time out over in Bristol was a 4-1 win for Bristol. That was back in March 2016. It's been a while, guys. Of course, Bristol Rovers did lose to Peterborough in the FA Cup. Or was that the FA Cup? It is the FA Cup. Third round last time. Hartlepool picked up a 2-1 win over Blackpool, and it's a surprise win for them. They'll go through into the next stage, of course. Bristol Rovers 20-19 on for the victory. The IFA was 9-4 is your draw. 10-3 is your way win. That is, of course, Hartlepool. Going to go with a win for Bristol Rovers here. 1-0 win for them to take to the house. Colchester United not in action. Next is Carlisle. Carlisle gets Crawley in the Battle of the Seas. Now, these two sides have played each other quarter miles. 19 times 2004. 10 wins for Carlisle, 3 for Crawley, and 6 draws. Just 1 defeat past 4 games for Carlisle. Keith Millen's boys up against Crawley side. Just 1 defeat past 6 for them. 67% form. Last round over in Carlisle was a 2-0 win for Carlisle. Of course, that's back in March 2021. Carlisle picked up a 2-0 win over Bradford last round. Of course, Crawley picked up a 1-0 win over Northampton. Of course, big wins for both the two sides here. Locking horns, of course, 11-10 is your Carlisle, 25 is short, and 25 is your away win. That is, of course, Crawley Town. Kicking off forward, I'm going to go with a win for Carlisle. 2-1 win to, of course, keep their heat and maybe start to climb the table as well. Colchester United, here they come up against Barrow. And, of course, a bit of a relegation 6-pointer, you would imagine. Played each other quarter miles 3 times since 2020. It's just 1 win for Colchester, 2 draws, and no wins for Barrow. Colchester to come into this without winning at least 6 games, 8% form up against the Barrow side, who haven't won in the last 4, 42% form as well. Last round, of course, over in Colchester was a 1-1 draw. That was back in League 2 last season in April. Colchester, they're losing the Forest Green last round. Of course, Barrow losing to Barnsley in extra time, I believe, in the FA Cup. Look at the odds on this one then, shall we? What do we have on this? We have Colchester United coming at you. 64 for 13, 90-10 is your Barrow, and 21-10 is your. Could go either way. This one going to go with a draw myself. 1-1 right down the middle. Exeter up against Scunthorpe, of course, table all flying high. Exeter up against Scunthorpe, who are flying low. Played each other 9 times 2003, 5 wins to Exeter, 2 for Scunthorpe, and 2 draws. Exeter with that, we haven't won in the last 6 games up against the Scunthorpe side, who come into this on back-to-back defeats, 42% form up against Exeter's 8. Of course, last time in Exeter was a 3-1 win for Exeter. That was back in October 2020. They've won 3 of the bouts against Scunthorpe, conceding just the 1 goal in the last 3 games. Exeter did lose to Portsmouth in the Cup last round. Of course, Scunthorpe did lose to Tranmere last time out. Look at the odds here. We do have Exeter City a 5-3 on for the victory. 11-4 is your draw. 11-2 is your away win. That's Scunthorpe United. Going to go with a 2-0 for Exeter on this to take it. Stevenage up against Sutton in the Battle of the S's. That's right, down in Stevenage. Now, these two sides have played each other, according to my eyes, around about 2 times since 2021. No wins for Stevenage, 2 for Sutton, and we've got no draws, of course. Stevenage just 1 win and 6 for them, 33% form up against the Stevenage side, up against the Sutton side, who've won 3 on the bounce, 58% form for them as well. Unbeaten the last 4 as well. Last round, of course, it was in Sutton. It was an EFL trophy that was, of course, back in November this season. This will be the 3rd time they've locked horns as well this season, and Sutton have won both of them. Of course, coming out, Stevenage picked up a 3-1 win over Walsall. Sutton picked up a 2-1 win over Colchester in the Football League trophy last round. Look at the odds on this one then, shall we? What do we have on this? We have Stevenage coming out 7-4 for the victory, 31-20 is your Sutton. Of course, 9-4 is your draw. Going to go with a 1-0 win for Sutton on the road here. Big win for them to keep their dream alive. Mansfield up against Walsall as well. Of course, Mansfield are climbing the table, of course. Played the 7 times 2006, 2 wins apiece and 3 draws. Mansfield just 1 defeat the past 6 games and 83% form up against the Walsall side, who've just won 1 in 6, 33% form as well. Last round in Mansfield was a 1-1 draw back in October 2020. Also, yes, just a lot, whatever. Mansfield just lost once in the past 6 games over Walsall, heading into including the friendly. Of course, Mansfield big up a 3-2 win over Swindon, big win for them. Stevenage also beating Walsall last round as well. Look at the odds on this one. Mansfield even Stevenage for the victory, 3-1 is your away win. That is, of course, Walsall. And what else do we have on this one? 11-5 is your draw. Going to go with a win for Mansfield here, 3-0 win. Of course, keep the dream alive. Newport County up against Harrogate, of course, in Wales. No one will be in attendance for this one. Played each other, go to my house 3 times since 2021, 1 apiece and 1 draw. What are we looking at here? Without a win in 3 now, Newport County, of course, 50% form up against the Harrogate side, who lost once the past 3 games, 33% form as well. Of course, last round in Newport, it was a 2-1 win. Of course, back in October 2020. That was, of course, last round. The away side hasn't won this game in the last 3 games. Of course, Newport County lost to Salford last round. Of course, Harrogate lost to Leyton in the FA Cup last round. Look at the odds on this one then, shall we? Of course, Newport County 11-10 on for the Richie. Your favourites 10-3 is your way, and that's, of course, Harrogate, and 23-10 is your draw. Going to go with the 2-1 win for Newport County on this one, even though there's no fans in the stands. Northampton up against Vegans, of course, it's a tabletop and crunch clash here. Now, these two sides have played each other, according to my eyes, around about 6 times since 2010. 4 wins for Northampton, 2 from Forest Green, and 0 draws. However, back-to-back defeats for Northampton, 67% form up against the Forest Green side, who haven't lost in the last 5, picking up 3 wins and 2 draws. Last round over in Northampton was a 1-0 win for Northampton. That was back in December 2019. In fact, they went back-to-back games over in Northampton, of course, against Forest Green. Of course, Northampton, they're losing to Crawley last round. Of course, Forest Green picking up a 2-0 win over Colchester, and they've gone into this with 3 clean sheets on the bounce. Look at the odds on this one then, shall we? Northampton 11-5 for the Richie, 11-8 is your Forest Green. The higher favourites 2-1 is your draw. Tight one here, going to go with a 2-2 on this to split it down the middle. Oldham up against Leyton Orient. Of course, Oldham, of course, are up for sale up against the Leyton Orient side, who still would consider themselves in the hunt. Played 25 times in 2004, 7 wins for Oldham, 9 wins for Leyton Orient, and 9 draws. Oldham without a win in at least 6 games up against an Orient side who've lost 3 in the bounce. Goodness gracious me. Last time out over at Oldham, Boundary Park, of course, 1-0 win for Leyton Orient, of course, back in September 2020. They won 3 in the bounce. Leyton Orient, they've conceded just the 1 goal in the last 3 games against them. Of course, Oldham lost to Wigan last round, of course, in Football League Trophy. Meanwhile, Leyton Orient lost to Stoke last round. It's gone back-to-back games without scoring a goal as well. Look at the odds on this one. 3-1 is your Oldham, 21-20 is your Leyton Orient, and 11-5 is your draw. 2-1 win for Leyton Orient on this one. Of course, on the road, even though Oldham, if they can get a sale of the club here, they could be in better shape, better hands moving forward. Port Vale up against Swindon Town. Let's get into this one then. Shall we? Of course, now these two sides have played each other, according to my eyes. 36 times in 9-4, 9 wins for Port Vale, 18 wins for Swindon, and we've got 9 draws. Port Vale, though, winning 3, losing 3 of the last 6, 50% form up against the Swindon side, just 1 win in 6 games, 25% form for them right now. Of course, last round at Vale Park was a 2-0 win for Vale. Of course, back in December 2019. Of course, Port Vale did lose to Bradford in the FA Cup last round. Swindon got themselves beat by Mansfield 3-2 last round. Look at the odds on this one. 23-20 host, 94 is your away win. That's, of course, Swindon, and 25 is your draw. Quite tight. This one could go either way. Going to go with Port Vale 2-0 win on the road on this one. Tranmere up against Rochdale. Of course, Tranmere flying high into the 2nd spot right now up against the Rochdale side, who needs some results. 8 times they played each other since 2005. 4 wins for Rochdale, 2 for Tranmere, and we've got 2 draws. Tranmere, though, unbeaten the last, actually just 1 defeat, past 6 games, 75% form. Up against the Rochdale side, just 1 once at the past 6, 33% form as well. Last round over in Tranmere was a 3-2 win for Rochdale. Of course, that was back in August 2019. Big win for Rochdale. That was in League One. Tranmere, they're picking up a draw against Salford last round. Rochdale picking up a 3-2 win over Newport County last round. Look at the odds here. Tranmere are actually 23-20 for the victory. Red hot favourites, 94 is your away win. That's, of course, Rochdale, and 23-10 is your draw. Going to go with a win for Tranmere here. 2-0 win. And, of course, move the chains into the double week now. Match week, of course, Forest Green Rovers will take on Mansfield. Let's get into this one then. Of course, I've got to try and find it now. Of course, Forest Green flying high, of course, at the top of the table, and of course we'll fancy the chances to extend that lead as they play a little bit of catch-up up against a Mansfield town side who are also in a pretty decent form. Now, these two sides have played each other, according to my eyes, around about 20 times since 2008. 5 wins for Forest Green, 10 for Mansfield, and 5 draws. Forest Green, of course, looking good at the moment, unbeaten in the last 5 games, 67% form up against the Mansfield side, just 1 loss at the past 6, 83% form. Of course, last time played each other, of course, at Forest Green was a 2-1 win for Mansfield. That was back in November 2020. Of course, that was in League 2. Do I have odds? I don't have any odds on this one, so we're going to go with my gut. My gut says it's going to be a win for Forest Green here, 3-2 win, despite Mansfield's red-hot form as well. Stevenage up against Crawley as well, midweek, a crunch clash here. Points on the board, points on the offering for both of these two sides. They both fancy the chances on this one. Now, these two sides, according to my eyes, have played each other around about 28 times since 2004. 14 wins for Stevenage, 8 wins for Crawley, and we've got 6 draws. Just 1 win and 6 over Stevenage at the moment, heading into this, of course, double match week for them up against the Crawley side, who've just lost once at the past 6 as well. 67% form for them at the moment. Last round over in Stevenage between two teams was a 6-goal thriller. 3-3 it was back in May 2021. Again, I got no odds on this one. My odds are in my gut. My gut says it's going to be a win for nobody. 0-0 right in the middle, and points are split that way around. Sutton United up against Colchester as well. Sutton, of course, playing catch-up. Of course, have got games in hand to keep their dream alive for back-to-back promotions. Sutton, of course, up against the Colchester side, who are struggling. Now, these two sides have played according to my eyes 2 times since 2021. 2 wins out of 2 for Sutton, Sutton, nothing for Colchester, and 0 draws. Of course, Sutton unbeaten in the last 4 games, 58% form, winning 3 in the bounce up against Colchester side, who are in a bit of trouble. Last time I played, of course, was in Sutton. I was in the EFL Trophy. It was back in, of course, not too long ago. In fact, about 10 days ago, give or take. They took on and Sutton won 2-1 win as well. They also played at the league back in October. It was also a 3-1 win for Sutton. Again, no odds on this one. My gut says it's going to be another win for Sutton United on this one, and they'll do the three-peat over Colchester this season. 1-0 win for Sutton United on this one. Then we have a bit of a zinger Northwest crunch clash. It is Port Vale up against Salford City. Of course, big week for Salford, both back-to-back away games for them, but also a big opportunity for Port Vale with back-to-back home games. Of course, taking on Swindon earlier in the week, on the weekend anyway, and then of course locking horns with Team GB. They played each other 5 times 2019, 1 for Port Vale, 2 for Salford, and we got 2 draws. Port Vale winning 3 and losing 3 in the last 6 games, 50% form up against the Salford side, unbeaten in the last 3. Last time they played each other at Vale Park was a 1-0 win for Port Vale. In fact, the away side hasn't won this game in the 5 occasions that they played each other since 2019. Salford picking up a win, of course, earlier in the campaign. In fact, this will be the first time they played each other this season. I guess because it's a postponed game on this one. Again, no odds. I mean, odds are in my pants. So my pants says it's going to be a win for Port Vale, 2-1 win. Salford having a bad week, losing to Bradford, and of course Port Vale in my eyes. And then finally we have Carlisle up against Hartlepool in a bit of a northern affair, of course, northeast up against the northwest. Of course, it'll be very, very, very much freezing up there. Now these two sides, according to my eyes, play each other around about 23 times in 2003. 11 wins for Carlisle, 7 wins for Hartlepool, and 5 draws. 3 wins the past 4 games for Carlisle up against the Hartlepool side, just 1 defeat past 6, 67% form for them as well. Last time round over in Carlisle was a 4-3 win. That was, of course, back at the start of the season in the EFL Trophy Northern Group A. It was a 4-3 win for Carlisle. Last time played though in the league was in League 2 back in October 2016. It was another win for Carlisle. No odds on this one again, and my odds will say Carlisle will win back to back to back. That means 3 wins on the bounce for Carlisle, and of course their season will be right back on track. That's it, my boys. That is it for League 2, of course, match number 25 as well. Be sure to get in amongst it using the old website here, cut./League 2. Get involved, free to enter, a good bit of fun. And if you are a league expert, EFL League 2 expert, or League 1 expert, Championship expert, and want to get involved into content creation, get involved with me down below. Of course, put a comment in there, say, hey, I'm interested in helping out, making some content for you over on Blackburn Overseas, whether you're a supporter of a particular League 2 team, or if you think you consider yourself a font of knowledge for the division, get involved. Let me know about your that you're interested in making some content, or better still, go over to Twitter, follow me there, DM me directly, and we can have a little chat, and of course start getting you involved in the channel again as a cameo appearance at first, and then maybe of course into next season a bit of a full feature, main presenter sort of stuff for next season. Get involved, let me know your thoughts, and of course until then, also big shout out again, John Ponce and Relay, becoming the latest member of the Patreon gang. Respect to you, and of course big shout out to the rest of the Patreon gang. Smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe, check the links on, of course, in your description, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and of course Patreon. And again, you can check out the merch, of course, with the sexy big bad boy Burton Diaz hoodie, who could be playing in the Premier League next season for who knows. Until then, dudes, we're done.